What's up, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're joining me for the first time, my name is Prophet Eneh. If you have known me for a while, you know that I'm currently an international student. I'm doing my master's degree in architecture in the USA. So my school, Iowa State University. So if you're someone who is interested in studying abroad and you really want to do it yourself, because what I'm about to show you, what I'm about to share with you is do it yourself method. So keep watching. So guys, before I dive into today's video, I would like to encourage you, if you have not watched my testimony video, I'll link it up here so that you can watch it. I talked so much about what it took me, the time, the labor, the faith, the prayer, and so many things, how I got to the place I am today. So I shared it. The video is actually in two different parts. The first part of the video, I talked about my application process, what I did and all the stuff, and the second part about it is my visa interview process, the whole rejections and everything. You need to watch that video if you are at least processing your visa this time around, because I know this time around is the time where people actually start working on their visa, because the first semester is almost here. First semester is in August, so it's almost here. So a lot of people are going through their visa process, and I'll try as much as possible to make this series short. I'm not promising you that, but I would like to rush up to the point where I talk about the visa processing period, because I know that a lot of you want to learn about that. Those of you who are already gotten the admission and waiting for their visa interview day, I would like to give you my top secret to acing your visa interview, because I think after I've gone for that visa interview twice and gotten it the third time, I think I'm in the right frame of mind, on the right position to tell you what to do to get it right. But then that's not what we are here to talk about today. Today we're here to talk about the application process for those of you who have not even started anything. So now is the perfect time to start. I know a lot of people say start like 6 months, 8 months before the application period start and everything. But now, if you have not started and you want to start now, now is a good time. But then, with the situation in Nigeria, if you're Nigerian, well, I don't know how you plan to do that. But then, if you hope to do this sometime, it's very important that you stay tuned so you'll be learning. So why I'm saying all this and why I'm rambling around is because I know that there's a lot of things to cover in this video. And like I said, I'm not promising you that I'll finish it in one video. I'm not promising you that. So you have to check links and links and links and links and links to get to the next video. Get what I'm saying? So how I will start this video officially today is to tell you that studying abroad is not easy. Easy in the sense of the whole process to get to this point. I will not lie to you, it's not easy. It comes with a lot of disappointment, it comes with a lot of success, it comes with a lot of struggles, it comes with a lot of pain, it comes with everything. It comes with everything for force. So if you're not determined to do this, then I don't think this is for you. Because you have to be determined. I started my whole idea, like I started even in building this thing on myself when I was still an undergraduate. Started thinking about it. I want to go to the US. I want to study my master's there and everything. Started thinking about it, started processing it in my mind. I believed it and it gave me the confidence. So even when I was passing through all the whole difficulty, when I was feeling like my life was not moving forward, like was stagnant and other stuff, it kept me pushing because I know what I was pursuing. So if you're not ready to keep pushing, if you're not ready to strive on, if you're not ready to give this in your 100%, then better don't start. But then if you really want to do this, if you really want to study abroad, if you really want to come to the USA, then keep watching. Because one of the easiest way actually to come to the US is through education. So if you really want to do it, then you have to put in the sacrifice, you have to put in the work, you have to go the extra mile to do this. So with that said, determination is the first thing you need. You need to be determined to do this. Sorry, I'm talking about just master's degree here and the graduate program, because I wish I knew something about the undergraduate program that much. But then it's not really that different, in the sense it looks similar in a lot of ways. So if you watch this video and then a little tweak here and there, you can, if you're an undergraduate student, you can also still do the same thing and then you get what you're looking for. You come here, there's so many undergraduates here, there's so many graduate students here from Nigeria and everything. So, and for this video I'll be leaving a lot of links on the description, so you just better go there and be seeing those I have my book here, so I had to write so many things. I don't want to forget anything. So basically in the US, there are two programs here for graduate students. You are either coming to do a master's degree in whatever studies you're doing, or you're coming to do a PhD. So I know in Nigeria you have to like get your master's degree before you can do a PhD, but then in the US you can move from your bachelor's degree straight to a PhD program in the US. It's very possible. I know you're hearing it for the first time. Maybe it's possible. So the way they fashion their program, or the way they make the program, they make it so flexible. Studying in the US is very, very flexible. They make it so flexible that you can even go do classes ahead of the time you are supposed to do them and all those stuff. So it's very, very flexible. For me, I'm doing a master's degree. Nobody actually does a PhD in architecture these days. I don't even think so many programs have that option. So first of all, you have to determine what program you want to do. Most people in the chemistry department, biology, all these things that has to do with chemical and science kind of base course, most of them are usually going for PhD. The good thing about PhD, why a lot of people go for PhD, is because that's where the money is. That's where we'll still talk about financing your education in some other video, but then that's where the money, if you want to get like funded, it's in the PhD program that you get the funding a lot, because it's research based. Professors get money and all the stuff, and they fund students, blah blah blah. We'll get to that, just relax. So let's not rush ahead of time. So you have to determine what you want to do, master's or PhD. When you determine what you want to do, PhD is typically like at least 4 years, master's is usually 2 years, some 1 year depending. Mine is 3 years, so so it depends. So it depends on what you're doing and the kind of school you are going to and the kind of program you're applying to. A lot of things depends on this thing. So that's why each person's case is always unique. Each school is unique and everything. That's why you have to be ready to research. So I have like a list of questions here you have to ask yourself before you actually start any other process in this application process. So first of all, you have to determine why you want to study in the US, because the reason why you want to study in the US, like I said, determination and everything, that's what will help you to keep pushing. If you don't have any positive reason, if you just want to run to the US because you want to run to the US, you might struggle when you come here. So you need to determine why you want to study in the US. The next thing is, where will you fit best in? So one thing about USA and studying in the USA is that there's this saying that in Nigeria we just go to school because this is the school where every one of us want, but then when it comes to the US, you have to pick the school based on what they have to offer you, or based on your own personal area of interest. There are some schools that are specialized in different things. So that this school is offering architecture and this school is offering architecture doesn't mean that the architecture is the same thing. I know of a school, my school, we do theory and we do practical. I know of a school, I heard of them recently, that the school is very, very theoretical in the architecture. They don't necessarily teach you practical stuff that are buildable in reality. They teach you all the whole conceptual stuff, theory stuff and everything. So if you go to that kind of school and you are looking at you're someone who wants to practice architecture or something like that, you get frustrated because you do a lot of crazy stuff that looks architecture related but not what you want. So you have to look for a school based on what you are looking for. What do you want to do after school? How do you want to push on with your profession? You have to look for schools based on that. So you have to look for the school that fits what you want to do in life, not just any school because you want to just apply and run to the US. No, don't do that. So you have to look specifically, what does this school have to offer me? When you find out what this school has to offer you and you are looking at it and they match what you want to do, that's when you can apply to the school. The next question you need to ask yourself is, how do you plan to finance your studies? Each school, like I said again, depends on whatever they are offering you. So there are some schools that will offer you a lot of funding, so much money, but then you don't want to go there. And there are some other schools that will not offer you funding, but that's where you really want to go to. So you have to ahead of time start planning, how do I plan to finance my studies? But then we'll talk about that, like I said, in another video about financing your education. Then another thing you have to ask yourself too is, where do you want to live in the US? Where do I want to live in the US? So you have to also think about it, because different areas in the US offer you different things in life. Different states, different things. So first of all, my school is in the Midwest and it's very super cold in the Midwest. I'm schooling in Iowa State University. So during the winter season, it's usually very cold. States like Minneapolis, them, and Minnesota, them, they are very, very cold. Then the other part of the north, the south, Atlanta, Georgia, those ones, Chicago, those places are usually warmer, they are usually hotter. So Texas is very hot, it's like a desert. So different states in the US have different things. Then you also have to check the food, you also have to check the weather, you also have to check the people there. So like my states, so it's the ratio of whites to black people, the whites are more, but places like Chicago, New York, stuff like that, they have more black people, might not be the same. But then, so you have to determine the states you want to go to too. So that's part of the things you have to look at. So with that said, these are like the primary questions you need to ask yourself even before you start thinking about applying to any school. So then the next thing I would like to talk about here is, how do you even find these schools? How do you find these schools? I'm trying to cover as much as possible in this video. I'm trying. So how do you find these schools? So I'll give us some platforms that you can use to find some of these schools. The first platform I will list for us is Nairoland. Nairoland is a very, very good platform when it comes to searching for schools. There is this particular page, I can't remember, I'll look for it and I'll put it on the description. There's this particular page where they talk about visa, USA, studying in US and everything. So you can go there, you can ask questions. There's also this Telegram group. I'll also look for the link if I can find it and I'll send it to you. Then you can join the Telegram page. They talk about schools, how to apply, you ask your question, they help you out and answer. Then also another platform I used, the platform I used to start getting to know schools for me was QS ranking. In US there is no, you know, when they say we are ranking these schools in US, they're ranked by courses or classes or like the program itself. So a school might be good in engineering and they're not so good in art classes or maybe political science or something like that. So there is nothing like general ranking in, you're ranking a whole university. No, most times they rank the programs, but then it's not really about the programs and all this stuff. It's more about what fits you, remember. So the website I use so much to help me at least to get to know these schools is QS ranking. So I went there, I searched top architecture schools in the US, and what it did for me was that it brought out so many architecture schools in the US. So what I now had to do was to pick these schools, their names, then I now go to the school website to look for further information concerning the school and the program I want to do and their requirements. So that's one of the ways you can find schools in the US. So you can also use that QS ranking, just search the school, the program you want to do, then they'll rank the programs for you. It's not about the ranking, you're not really so bothered about the ranking. What you're bothered about is just for you to know these schools, for you to at least know the schools in the US. You're in Nigeria, you're in Ghana, you're in Cameroon, depending on where you are in the world. You don't know anything about the US, you don't know their schools and stuff like that. So first of all, you're trying to get to know the schools, that they even exist. So first of all, you now get to know that school, get the names of those schools. Then you now go to the website of those schools to now read up your program, find your program and the rest. Okay, so let's keep going. So another website that I recommend or I used was MS in US. So this particular website, what they do is that they help you ranking your position in which school you are going to fit in. So there are a lot of things that go to applying to school. Each different school, they have different requirements. So, and sometimes your portfolio might be good, but it doesn't fit into a particular school. So they have what we call Ivy League schools, that's the top brand school, the top schools. They have what we call the medium school, and they have what we call the low school. It's not like every school in the US is good, but then there are levels to these things, you know. Now there are levels to these things. So you want to, in your application, if you're a good student, you want to apply, this is the way I was taught, you have to apply with sense, and you are applying like, you pick like, depending on how many schools you want to apply to, you now pick like a top brand school, a school that is very, very good, like Stanford, Oxford, all those schools that you know that they are top brand. And then you have to now pick like a middle school that are average in a way, not like they're average, remember, but school that are not like the top brand. Then you now pick like a lower school too. So what you are doing here is that you're actually trying to spread your wings. You're trying to spread your wings into different places, so that you are not looking for the top brand school and then you would have been able to get into the average one. Sorry, I'm using the term average. you would have been able to get into it, but because you are focused on the top brand school, you then miss out on opportunities on the other schools, because in Nigeria then everybody wanted to go to UNN. If it's not UNN, then it's no way. You see people stay at home for four years writing jam, repeating jam every year because they just want to go to UNN. That's very stupid. Sorry, that's not normal for you to be doing. You don't want to play with your life right now. So you have to spread your wings, ensure that the one that comes for you, remember the focus is do they fit into what you want to do. So don't say I want to go to Stanford, so I'll keep pursuing Stanford. You now be pursuing Stanford and it's 5 years, you have not even gotten to Stanford and you are still where you are. So spread your wings. You can always transfer, you can always do transfer from one school to another whenever you want. It's a different topic altogether, but then you understand what I'm saying. So where did I stop? So this is how we are taught. You rank these schools that way. So these are my top schools that I might battle to get into. Well, then you pick those one, maybe 3 or 2. Then you now pick another school that I think I am very, very comfortable with. I think my portfolio fits into this school. I can get into this school. Yeah, I have chances of getting into this school. Then the last set of schools are the schools that, well, you know, that's no without anything happening, even if it's just to see your video, they will give you the admission. So these are the way you have to set your schools so that you'll be able to like increase your chances of getting into this school. That's what the MS in US does for you. So I think there's a way where you plug in you calculate your GRE exam. I'm going to be, this video is already getting long, but then in the next video we're probably talking about the exams you need to write and the documents you need to prepare. This is more of like an intro to prepare you into what you're going to be facing when you start applying, so you get your mind ready. So good thing about this website is that it has each school in each category. There's a way they categorize it, so you know that okay, this is safe school, this is a school you can apply. These schools are in safe school, you can apply to those ones. These schools are in medium school, you can apply to them. And these schools are in top brand school, you can apply to this one. Just knowing where you are. So I believe I've been able to explain this in detail. So if you have questions, remember to ask in the comment box. I'll try to answer the questions. So I think this is a good introduction to studying in the US. It's a good introduction to get you ready. So in the next video, I will go into detail to the documents you require to have when you're applying to school, and we'll also talk about the exams you need to write, and also we'll talk about how much it could cost you to study in the US. It's not so expensive during the application period. Not so expensive doesn't mean it doesn't cost money. It actually costs money, because I know that the dollar or naira valuation right now is something else. So if it was when things were good, I would say it doesn't really cost much, but now I know it costs a lot. So I think this is a good introduction. At least in this video we have covered what you need, how you need to be determined, how to find these schools, because that's the first thing. Searching for these schools, researching your options. Well, how do I get to find these schools? How do I get to apply to these schools? And then in the next video, we'll talk about how you apply to these schools, the documents, like I said. So if you enjoyed today's video, you want to check out the part 2 of this video. I think I'll keep this in part or in series. So put the part 2 so that you continue the flow. I will try as much as possible to be releasing this video in quick succession, because you know, this is what it is. I'm working too. I'm a student too. It's not easy here, and I'm making this video. So if you have not subscribed to my channel, what are you waiting for? Now I'm bringing you a different kind of content now to help you to at least achieve your dreams too. It's not just relationship. You still have to build relationship, but today we're talking about how to get your dreams or your career on the go. So subscribe to this channel. Your subscription helps me. It encourages me to do this video more, because I'm being honest with you guys, this video is not something I find so fun doing, but because you guys have requested, I'm trying my best to do it. I'm trying to do it. So if you like what I'm doing, please subscribe, share with your friends, and hit the notification bell, hit the like button, hit all the buttons that needs to be hit. Check out these 2 videos that are coming here. These are things that I'm doing here in the US, so check it out. And yeah, let's see you in the next video. All right, bye.